Hey everyone, welcome to USA Crypto Group, and I appreciate you guys attending this second AMA today.
One second.
Very excited to have
Sorry,
this
my
project
headset's not on.
called Exzo Network with us today. Exzo Network is a Web3 infrastructure protocol with the mission of being a go-to blockchain solution for enterprises, Web3 gaming, and decentralized finance, with a focus on scalability, security, and decentralization. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome Stefan from the team. Stefan, pleasure to have you here, brother. Very excited. If you can start out introducing yourself, talking about your team, and giving us a bit of insight into your background experience, please.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us today. We've looked forward to it. We've been in talks for like almost a year now, just trying to get everything set up. But yeah, so overall, my name's Stefan. I'm one of the founders of Exzo Network. We've been around for about 3 years now. Been through ups and downs, we finally hit a really good up and we're flying through it. It's gonna be really great. Perfect time for us to launch too. We have like the whole bull market thing going on. It's really exciting. So my background, if you guys don't know, is in bioinformatics and computational biology. So I have a master's degree in that, and I worked at Shriners Hospital for Children before this venture. And what I did there was I built up the whole genomic sequencing pipeline, which is pretty much just like sum it up as any DNA. We built the system to like sequence your DNA and look at it and find rare diseases in it for kids. Through that, I discovered that there was a really big lack in the way that the data was managed and stored, especially since innovation usually comes before regulation. Like same thing with crypto. So I noticed like that they had a huge lack of like like regulatory standards for the way that data was stored, and it needed to be fixed between like different biological warfare attempts like that could happen in the future, or even currently, we don't know, to the way people can analyze that data and then discriminate against people, and things like that from cybersecurity attacks, making it vulnerable to that. For instance, about 4 weeks ago now, the 23andMe company, their databases were hacked, and they did the same thing of like sequencing genomes, and now all that information is available on the black market for sale. Very dangerous because that data you can tell literally everything about somebody, which is kind of like what inspired the whole goal of building Exo Network and building out this ecosystem. And like it's kind of strange, because when like the way you look at it is like, oh, like they have like a crypto wallet, like if they're just focused on healthcare, just focus on healthcare. But like when I did the planning for it, there's several steps to be, number one, adopted by enterprises, because that's what we're going for. Enterprises and nonprofits like healthcare hospitals, institutions, and things like that, even pharmacies. Number one is to be big and stable. You have to have a well-known name. So the way you do that in blockchain and crypto, is first you got to onboard users. Well, first you got to build your own community, and onboard users, and then onboard developers. Developers build their own communities, and then from there you have enough total value locked on chain to be known. So then where you can actually go, kind of talk to those bigger companies to be able to use you. So we kind of set on that path, and then now you guys kind of see us here. We're in the middle of those phases, if it makes sense, But yeah, that's kind of like the whole summary I'll give you guys for now.
Yeah, appreciate that introduction there, Stefan. Oh wow, what an awesome background, brother. And I think that does have a relationship in regards to what you guys are doing right now. Very complex, right? And again, back to what we were talking earlier, it takes discipline to, I guess, have a goal to build something this big, like this mass ecosystem that you guys are doing, because you guys are not here to be part of this Web3 ecosystem, but you guys want to redefine it, right? And we want to dive deeper into that as well. So to start out, Stefan, so you guys are doing a delegated proof of stake protocol layer one blockchain, correct?
Yes, exactly. And the reason why we chose that is because it actually allows for a more democratized approach to running node validators. So other consensus mechanisms that we saw, like proof of work, proof of stake, at the end of the day, if you have enough money, you can pretty much be a giant in that system. And the thing about that is that that's kind of like what we're avoiding right now with our current like financial sector, like all those centralized systems having control by these big conglomerates. That's why like Bitcoin and everything was originally made to make it decentralized and owned by the people. So you don't want to make it like go kind of in a reverse cycle like that. So the delegated proof of stake consensus is nice because when when you have a let's say you have 100 validators, and there's only 19 slots, the community has to then vote on who's being selected to validate. And the way you do that is so people that have one EXO can or vote towards a validator, um, and then they can choose. You know, as little as one, like one up to as many as they want, vote on these validators, and by doing so, they earn rewards, which it's very nice because it also takes um, a lot of strain off of just like centralized servers and like even like the core team because it's like not like we have to run all the nodes. I mean, obviously we'll have like our own like open to the community to delegate to, but um, it makes it so it's like okay, like everybody's able to participate. Everybody has a say in how the network's being judged and driven, um, as well as adding the ability that everybody can kind of I guess participate and also earn rewards. So like one EXO right now is like 10 cents, so you don't have to have like a lot of money to be able to participate. If that makes sense.
It does make sense, actually. And actually, you know what? I'm actually very familiar with delegated proof of stake. It's actually a revised or improved versions of proof of stake, right? Delegated DPoS is a revised versions of POS. And it's actually very effective, and I think it's kind of like uh, you have that. It's designed to solve some of the limitations from POW, which is proof of work, and POS, right? And like you said, it's a democratic system. Everybody can participate in it. So pretty much you stake your tokens and you get to pick the validators pretty much in a sense, right? But now with that though, with that, I love DPoS, Stefan. But one of the biggest challenges is that you definitely need users, and you guys, I mean, that should not be an issue, right?
Yeah, no. So just on testnet alone, we had like 335 validators set up. Um, or was it 355? I forget one of those numbers, 335 or 355, which was a lot. I personally I only expected like 100, and we saw a lot. I was like, wow, I was shocked. You know, I felt very happy that the community was actually participating like that, and that was a few months ago. Now, we what we've done is pretty much we work with one of like the best like marketing firms around. They're called Meta Bros. Like if you guys have your own project, work with them, man. They're such a great team. Like they help us out with getting influencers, bringing on people that like we need help with just on the team, like so much stuff. And uh, they really help kind of set the tone of like the message we're trying to portray, who we're trying to get and bring on users. And that's why recently we've seen like a huge spike. It's like over 1,000% increase just in engagement, which I really like. You know, it's bringing a lot of users involved and going to help really make the network be utilized because that's the whole goal. Um, another strategy we're actually implementing is a lot of developer incentives, people building projects. Um, we're setting up a incubator, so we're actually going to establish like our EXO Labs um, team, and then we'll incubate new projects to get them like development, marketing, funding, um, from A to B or A to Z. I say A to B. No, you don't want to go to A to B. From A to Z, getting them set up and running correctly and also legitimately, and that's kind of like a way to really build a lot of users onto a blockchain. Because as a layer one, when you build a blockchain, we built our own community, but then now if we have several big projects that build their own communities, now you have those communities also getting larger, which then also increase the usage on our chain.
Right, right. And it's, obviously you guys set out to build a layer one blockchain using delegated proof of stake. So obviously you saw something currently right now, the problems that exist right now, right? So currently, you know, the problems that we have currently right now, which that trilemma that we have going on, which are the scalability, the adaptability, or I guess the adoptions and the cost, right? Or even security. So you guys are set out to solve these problems, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So so pretty much like the three problems. So your scalability, and then you have the security, and then you have adaptability, um, and all that, and then also like affordability. So there are a lot of problems in that area. And one of the things is, so when you want to be like faster, you have to usually be more centralized, because the more centralized you are, the easier it is to then all confirm consensus and then push those blocks to be um, validated, and then it's confirmed. But when you do it through a method of or delegated proof of stake, you can still batch process those blocks in the same amount of time and have the security from the overall like democratized approach from the people like themselves, like voting on those node validators, to then keep the security side, because the blockchains are only secure when they are decentralized, unless they're like a private blockchain. But the more centralized it is, the less secure, because then you have more like more points of or easier points of access, if that makes sense. Like the more computers that are connected, like, um, the easier it is to kind of breach them, and that's where some vulnerabilities can come in, which is why it's kind of hard to have like both, you know, the speed and the scalability, and then also security. So that's why we implemented like the delegated proof of stake, which is democratized, and then we have batch block processing. So as as the validators are processing the blocks, the process or transactions, they're going in batches through the blocks, and after they go through those, after they're all fully validated, they can still maintain high transactions per second, but also really high speeds of like 400 milliseconds to 1.2 seconds per transaction, and then really low cost. So like the cost per transaction is like 0.000006, like something like that. Like it's really like I honestly don't even know like what to call that number. I need to ask ChatGPT. Like, what do you name this number? You know,
Right.
but
Yeah, you know, like earlier you mentioned. So what's nice about delegated proof of stake is that, like you mentioned earlier, Stefan, is that everyone is able to participate, right? You just stake your tokens and you pick I guess a validators, right? And you earn fees through that. So everyone, if you guys part of the ecosystem, you guys can actually participate in the validating process and actually earn fees. So it's actually really, really nice.
yeah, and one additional feature we added. So as people see, so our initial circulating is 75 um, million next. So there's 100 million pre-mined, but 25 of those million are staying stuck in validators, and then the other 35 is going to be stuck in the consensus. So that the other 25 million is pretty much safe, like a safety net for us. So since we are new, if we need to actually come in and kind of make sure there's enough validators being validated, we can then delegate those tokens to those validators or run our own nodes, just as a safety layer until like we're up to like a year. Then we can probably burn them or something, or like give them out. But um, in regards to that, the 35 in the consensus are actually going to reward the node validators and get delegators, because typically new blockchains don't have a ton of volume. Um, so we wanted to ensure that those initial validators and delegators are being rewarded for that. So for like the first like 7 to 9 years, um, those tokens from the consensus, the 35 million, will be distributed to those validators and delegators, plus 50% of the fees from the gas fees. The other 50% will be burned to offset that token release from the consensus. So we have a 9% inflation and a 15% deflation. So net negative of actually like negative inflation. So there's actually less tokens over time.
That's really awesome that you guys actually plan that out, strategize that out as well. Now, in regards to the delegates and the validators, I don't want you to get into the technical aspect, how to set things up, but can we give a number as far as the requirements? What does it take? What is the requirement for to be a delegate, and what is the requirement to be a validator as far as token skill?
So no validators. You need 10,001 EXO. The one EXO is for like the gas for the transactions, but 10,000 to run a node. You need a pretty beefy computer system. So yeah, like we typically recommend using a cloud server. So with Google Cloud, we partnered with them. We're part of their like Web3 cloud Web3 starter program for providing like our nodes and or clouds on the node, or sorry, providing their cloud for like running our nodes. And then for delegators, you only need 1.1 EXO, which is that point 1 for gas fees. And then through that, you can use our web wallet to then delegate to node validators.
Awesome. And I want to dive deep into your wallet or your network, what is what you guys called it. But earlier you mentioned that you guys gonna have 75 million circulation. I read somewhere in your white paper at zero point zero 0.08 cents at launching price. So is it safe to say that the launching market cap is gonna be like around 6 million around there?
So our launching market cap is 7.2 million. We changed the price for like the listing on Uniswap. Right now it's at like 11 cents because Ethereum went up, but initially it was at 10 cents.
Oh, okay, okay. So the white paper, yeah, like you mentioned earlier, it needs to be updated. Because I did see an oh
Yeah,
08 on
just a
there.
little
Okay,
bit.
so yeah, okay, perfect. Around 7 million. All right. That's not hard at all, considering where you guys are set up to build. By the way, very well put together white paper. So I'm not sure who wrote the white paper, but it's
I did.
articulated very well. You did?
Yeah, yeah. I used a little bit of ChatGTP to help. Don't worry, I had to add some grammar and stuff to it, but and help like with some like spelling stuff. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I pretty much wrote it.
Well, it's very nice structure, man. Like, it doesn't like bounce around. It's like one thing lead to another, and I like that, right? So it's very technical at the same time. It's very easy to understand. So well structured.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I learned that through my science background, having to write publications.
Oh, I
They
bet.
they
I
make
bet.
Yeah, you have a bunch of like scientists reviewing your work, and they'll send it back and just say it's trash. So it's like you gotta spend a lot of time like just trying to make it clear and concise for people. It's hard.
Yep, yep. And I can only imagine, some of those people are so technical, so you have to figure out a way how to effectively but efficiently how to convey your point in a way that people can understand, right? And so same thing goes with writing a technical paper for a blockchain, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like for scientific papers, you have to show how to reproduce the exact results that you obtained. So you have to like sit there and explain like step by step like what you did. And sometimes it's like I think the biggest dilemma for me is like when we understand something as humans and try to explain it, we always explain it from the understanding point of view, and it's hard to take the point of view of not understanding it and then explaining it to yourself from like if you didn't understand it. So that's always like something like I try to work on.
Right, right. No, I know exactly what you mean. Earlier, before the recording started, you mentioned about you guys are the talk of the town in crypto right now, and I agree 100%. So let's talk on that a bit. You guys did 200 ETH within 2 hours or less than 2 hours time frame. Congrats, brother. Oh my gosh, that was on GemPad. So GemPad is an upcoming, well, not upcoming GemPad, but they've been really crushing it over there. So congrats on that. And I think I remember when you guys reached that, we were over there on voice with you and, to congratulate you. So man, hey, I have not seen that in a while. So great job.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Definitely a lot of work went into that, preparation and just dedication. Like we show up every day. Like it's Saturday. We're not doing anything besides just working. Same thing on Sundays. This is pretty much all we do. So it's just consistency, man. Like you said earlier, consistency, hard work, dedication. Just showing up and getting the job done. That's pretty much all you gotta do. And we just really focus on providing value to people. So like we didn't want to build stuff that's not going to provide value. And everything we do is it's not always the best, but it doesn't mean we can't make it better. And that's why like our Chrome extension, our mobile wallet, all these different D apps we're building. We're actually planning to build a lot more. We just brought in a new dev. Um, what else? We're in talks with a new CMO. He's a really well connected guy, so that'll be exciting to announce once that's confirmed. He's actually coming from another big blockchain, so we'll see how that works out. But yeah, it's just pretty much just showing up, working hard, bringing value to people, and showing them, hey, like we're not just here to like, take money. We're here to actually build something real, usable and good, and built from the ground up. For you guys that don't know or do know, we did not raise any VC funding. We're fully bootstrapped, just working hard, um, just building something that's good. Because we think like when you have that VC funding, what happens a lot of times is that those VCs will dump on you, and it's the everyday user that gets harmed, not the not like the big VC firms because they get such a huge discount.
Right, and I remember, your voice chat after you guys killed the record of 200 ETH within like 2 hours time frame there, and I remember you saying that you guys have been working on this for the last 3 years, and I think the community, they see it, right, and it kind of reflects on the on your pre-sale there. So yeah, what an accomplishment. Now, before we dive into the futures, and I know that you guys have very distinctive futures that you guys are working on, as far as the UI, the efficiency and user friendly, focus on everything that you guys do, right, for mass adoption here. As you're going through these futures, Stefan, if you can also add when or if the product or the feature is ready as well, so that way our community know where things are at.
Yeah. So wait, for the features of what the wallet or the blockchain or both?
Yeah, so right now, I know that you guys have the what you guys call it, the network, right, or the wallet, and I think that's going to be really that's a great feature, and that feature that really differentiate what is currently like MetaMask right now. So let's start with that because I think that's going to be really awesome to see here.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, like if you guys like are using like MetaMask and all these wallets, if you, I challenge you to go read their terms and conditions and privacy policy because they're not as private as you think. They're tracking your IP. They're tracking all kinds of stuff. Um, on top of that, one second, I have to reply to one message. Sorry. Sorry about that. That was important.
Yeah, brother, you good.
But so the features of the wallet, so like all these wallets they actually track your like privacy or your IP address, like pretty much a lot of your transactions, things like that. On top of that, they are secure because they're larger, but having that privacy out there is not good just because I don't know, like it's just becoming kind of like too like not regulated. I think regulation is good, but like too like invasive on someone's privacy. Um, and they don't have like enough cool features. So what we've been working on is building out a really like private. So for our Chrome extension, we take zero information from any user, like literally zero, none, nothing is recorded, or anything like that. And what we do with that is now we start adding in more features. So we added like live price charts, top gainers, top lunars, I said lunars, losers. We added in airdrops. So if you want to go look at the latest airdrops out, you can go claim some airdrops. Coin market cap data or data for the tokens. Um, those are some existing features, as well as like a bridge. So you can bridge between chains. You can swap between chains. You can look at your NFTs. Then what we're focusing on next is actually adding wallet to wallet messaging, which I think would be amazing because if you want to go buy like an NFT, right, and you're sitting there like, hey, like I want to make an offer on this guy's NFT, but I don't know how to get in contact with him. He's anonymous. We have no idea. I think that would be a great way to be able to just send someone a message, still anonymously, but like hey, I want to offer you this for your NFT. Would you be open for that? You can solve a lot of deals because even back in like primitive times, and people would just trade like from person, like they would have to like send letters to each other and stuff like that. And in typical marketplaces, communicating to be able to make these deals is like efficient because a lot of times um, negotiation is possible for many deals. So I think that's important to have. But also just have like even buddies, like and friends, talk to your wallets. I think that's important too, while maintaining your privacy. So that'll be fun. Because then if you think about it, as we dive into like Web3 gaming and like the metaverse, like how are people gonna communicate? Hey, like I'm on this game, you wanna hop on? And they don't feel like texting, or they don't even maybe they're just like online friends. So it's another kind of thing we looked into for the future in regards to that. And then we're actually looking into adding more of like robust features, like limit orders and stuff if possible, through APIs, like 1 inch. But just trying to really expand on the functionalities and features of it. Um, Another thing that people also can benefit from is like the revenue sharing aspect of it. So up to 75% of the fees generated up on it, holders can actually earn from either providing liquidity with like XO and ETH or XO and stable coins. On top of that, just even holding XO, we're going to implement it so people can actually earn a portion of fees from that. And actually goes along with a lot of our other D apps and ecosystem applications that we're working on. They're not all implemented yet, but we're working slowly towards getting them all there, so people are just by using the ecosystem, they can earn some rewards. We'll also be working on in upcoming kind of weeks. We're going to be doing like an airdrop. So if you guys are interested in earning some free XO, you guys can just participate in our network. We're going to have certain standards and tasks to do over like a several month period that people will then be eligible for an airdrop. So look out for that too.
Awesome. Yeah. So you got the Exo wallet, you got the web wallet, and also a swap dex as well, right? And the cross chain bridge, you guys are working on that as well. You wanna speak on the Exo swap, Stefan?
Yeah. So we're completely redoing it. And I did that because like the current one we have is good, but we want to make it better. And we actually just got accepted to be integrated into the graph. So I don't know if you guys don't know like who or what that is. They're really
I
big,
do.
and
I invest in it.
yeah, they're great. And almost every DeFi protocol uses them for subgraphs, for stable coins from like Uniswap V3, all those V3 liquidity providing protocols and stuff, and aggregators and automatic market makers all use the graph. So us being integrated into that's going to be awesome. I can't wait till it's done because then we could build so much stuff. Like our stablecoin we're working on, we had to wait till we were integrated to finish it. So that'll be really cool. Um, but besides that, yeah, so Extra Swap, you'll be able to swap on Exo Network. We're actually working to integrate other chains. And then once we're on the graph, we'll have charts, so like price charts, to track the different like where it's going and transactions. So that'll be really nice too. And then we're actually going to implement more features from the governance voting on there, purchasing crypto with fiat. What else? And also like the bridge. So we actually just redid the bridge as well because initially it was a fork from a multi-chain, and surprisingly enough, they got compromised and they're now no longer in business. Like they're just frozen. And then they got, I think, like a couple $1 billion worth of assets, or couple hundred million, like, are stuck or lost. I'm like, that's just crazy because they're around for a while.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys are working on the cross chain, the DEX, the wallet, and the Exo wallet, the web wallet, and the Exo wallet as well as the. I guess you guys do have the governance portal as well, which I imagine that's what makes it decentralized. Yeah, that's the I guess that's the fundamental to decentralizations to the governance portal.
So the web wallet is where people can participate in like delegating to nodes, which is the main like decentralization factor. The governance portal is where um, the community will be able to vote on like which projects we give grants, what kind of like features we add to certain like applications, what maybe they want built, um, like all kinds of different things. Like even like to say like we do like a rebranding, they can vote on it there, or if they um, move the different directions. Like that's where like community voting will take place, and they'll be using their EXO for that.
Okay, so it's kind of like a DAO. So I imagine that the weight of your vote is based off I guess, the amount of tokens you're holding.
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be based on that, and then each proposal will have to hit a certain threshold to then be approved uh, for the network to actually implement.
Awesome. So to date, currently, right now, how many chains are you guys integrated with currently?
So our wallet and like the apps are on I think it's like 12 or 15 plus chains. Um, But right now ourselves are only like we're just gonna have liquidity on Ethereum, and then people can bridge over to our chain as well, which we're gonna incentivize bridging like Ethereum and other stable coins to build more total value locked in our chain.
Yeah, that TVL, like you mentioned a bit earlier, that's actually very important to attract some big investors in, right? So that'd be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, exactly. It all comes down to TVL.
For those that are not sure what TVL is, pretty much total value locked, right? So pretty much you locked in your tokens. So that so if you have a lot of TVL, that means that your project is very popular. And usually when you're talking about like if you even with partnerships and things like that, right? Big companies, if you want to proof, I guess, show proof, you got to have the TVL, right? So you got to be like a shark, I guess. You have to bring some weight uh, to get their attention, and it's
Yeah,
usually through the TVL.
yeah, exactly. Like we've talked with like Yearn Finance, Chainlink, all these every big name company you can kind of think of in crypto as a service provider we've talked to. And what we've learned through that is that we need to increase TVL to kind of get adopted. The Yearn Finance is a huge protocol. So once we get enough TVL, like we can work with them. Um, Same with like other protocols like Balancer, Bancor, all those big ones. It really just depends how big you get, as well as like their governance approval processes.
Those guys are big. There's definitely a lot of liquidity through them for sure. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah, they're very big. Actually, those top guys actually because I've been in space for a very long time, and I remember investing almost all of them. Right, it was a very exciting time back in 2017. Some project came later, like even so yeah, it was exciting time, and now it's amazing to see where they're at right now, right? And so hopefully with this bull run, we get up there. I definitely like the energy that we've been having lately. I think we're just getting started. Some people said that we may be done with. I don't think so. What is your take on that, Stefan? Since we're talking here.
Um, the market?
Yeah, the market.
Oh man, I'm actually extremely bullish because right now we have several things coming into play. And I think in 2024 is when the regulations will be really pumping up way more than they are now, which not everybody likes. But what happens when that happens is that now when the regulations kick in, so do all the big financial institutions. So all their money starts pouring into blockchain, and it just makes a really healthy environment. Because right now, and most of the currencies in the world, they're not making shit on those. Sorry for my language, but the inflations are so high in like all these countries that like just holding cash, you're losing like 10% of your money a year. So if you have 100 grand in the bank, and then after inflation, it's only you may have 100 grand, but it's only worth 90 grand in buying power, probably less because of inflation on items too. So like more items and like services and everything. So it's like what's the point of holding cash? And then when that happens, like stocks, right? For instance, most of those companies have to rely on like leveraging debt. So when you have increased interest rates, now what happens is that it costs more for those businesses to even operate and function. So they can't really give out tons of raises. So it makes a cycle of like the stocks aren't going to perform as well because now the profits have decreased. The average user can or average person can spend less money because they're kind of the buying power is not as high as it would have been. And so where's the money go? You know, probably in the crypto for a lot of it. So
Right.
we'll see.
All right. Yeah, 100%. That's the reason why. What is that country? El Salvador, right? I think they're probably very happy right now, right, with the current Bitcoin situation. Or I think they adopted 100% Bitcoin crypto over there. So, and they invest in a lot. I think everything they have pretty much over there into Bitcoin. And for a while when the chart was going down, people were like writing bad stuff about them, and these guys are stupid. Da, da. But look where they're at right now, right? And I think Bitcoin will continue to rise because right now the adoption is not there yet, right? And that's the reason why Exo, a blockchain like this, exists because we're still having the same issue, the scalability, the cost, the efficiency. Your Ethereum is great, right? But if you think about it, the transaction fee, like I travel, quite a bit, and I'm very familiar with the countries overseas. Some of these guys they're making $20 or $30 a month. So how can you explain or how can you get them to adapt or adopt crypto when you're paying literally $40 on gas fees? You can, so I think there's usage of Ethereum, but there's still a lot of problems to solve, and I think this is why Stefan and the team is setting out to do. Even with their wallet, you need to set up a wallet, MetaMask, for example. You got to have technical knowledge. Like I mean, like my mom's not going to be able to use MetaMask, right? And like the contract, just too much, right? Just very hard to navigate around. So I think projects like EXO, we definitely need projects like this where you have to really think, right? Whether, I don't know, you have to attempt at least to really try to solve these issues. And until then, we maybe get adoption. So we're very early.
No, I definitely agree. Especially like so one of the things that we've actually been doing for our D apps, and I forgot to actually mention this, is that we're making it so people can literally like just start using them with their email. So instead of having to create like a MetaMask or anything, you can make a smart wallet, which is a new wallet standard, which is connected to your email, which the seed phrases us then through that. And people ask like, well, about the safety and security? Well, is your MetaMask really that secure? No, it all depends on your personal security because if you get keylogged and you go to your email and your MetaMask, right, both can still get hacked. It's not like there's like a discrepancy between that because the average daily crypto user isn't writing their seed phrases down and putting it in a vault and then never looking at it again. So, and those keyloggers can sit in your system for years and just wait. They'll wait silently until they get a little notification on their computer that lets them know like you got infiltrated or something. So it's like as long as you're practicing like online safety and not clicking random links, it can be really secure. And you can also set two-factor authentication. Um, but that gives a bridge from Web 2 to Web 3 without even knowing you're in Web 3 really, for the whole like wallet experience. I think that's going to be pretty important because a lot of the older age individuals that don't know technology too well, they're just kind of familiar with email. They'll be like, oh yeah, I have a Gmail. Create an account where they go to, you can use your Twitter, Facebook, whatever, create a wallet. So that'd be nice. We use a Third Web for that, so that they created it. They're very good. If you're a developer, check them out. I love their technology, but we've decided to implement that into all of our applications to make it just easier to use for people. Because I haven't seen another like Dex or anything with that.
Right, and I think you said the most important thing there is that you have to figure out a way to onboard or I guess make it seamless between Web 2 to Web 3, right? So people have to be able to come into your chain and able to use it and without even realizing that or having that the technical knowledge to even go into Web3. So I think that I guess point of friction there has to be solved, and I think you guys are working something that's actually uh, very innovative here, and I think that's what it needs, right? Because it's so hard right now. Like you don't even know where to begin to onboard people currently. Now you have the Pancake Swap, you have the MetaMask, you have, like so many things to explain. Like it's almost impossible. So yeah, it's very very hard to onboard people currently. So yeah, Stefan, man, I love what you guys are setting out to do, and I think the community sees that as well, and I think that reflects on the pre-sale. But it's not something that you guys just invent this or they have this idea overnight. This is something that you guys been working on for 3 years, right? So that's a lot. That's a lot of time comparing to a lot of these
Yeah,
projects now.
no, exactly. Like earlier, like so we got some FUD earlier saying that we just copied like Vela's blockchain, and I responded. I was like, well, no. First off, the source code is fully open source, right? So like you can go on GitHub, anybody can see the source code from almost every blockchain. So and they have a license that says it's open for use. So we saw like, hey, like they actually have some good features. So we implemented some of them, and then same with Solana, which they're all both open source and able to be used, and it's called engineering. Like that's just what engineering is. You take existing technologies, make them better, adapt them, and then use them for your needs to improve and add value. And that's what we did. And I thought it was just funny because like every industry in the world does that, you know. Um, and like it wouldn't take 3 years to fork a blockchain. It would take like a week. So I'm just like, what did they think we were doing for 3 years? Like, what, just twiddling our thumbs? No, like, so I'm like, wow. But I I think it was they're funny statements, but that's it's kind of like what the future is taking like a new or existing technologies, making them better, and providing value through that to be more efficient and scalable. And it's great because, like, for instance, like PancakeSwap, they were kind of well, they were forked from Uniswap, but it all started with Uniswap, which I love Uniswap. That's why we kind of migrated to them um, for the only Ethereum right now because they actually, I don't know if you guys know, but their V3 um, liquidity, like providing, or like their V3 router pulls liquidity from like a ton of sources. So, like, if people put like a pair on another DEX, you can pull it from that pair. So you don't have to like hop around to which DEX has the most liquidity. And I think that was like a great idea for them. Um, on top of that, yeah, I think for our sale on GemPad, that was probably just the beginning. We have so much to store. I can only say so much, but I'm very excited just for the whole project. It's been a long time in the making, a lot of preparation, and that 200 ETH in like an hour and a half, that was nothing. Just you guys will see. I'll tell you guys that we're gonna do some really cool things.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, if you look at BSC, right? I mean, that's the fork from Ethereum, right? And they just revised it, right?
Yeah,
And to make it better in their own ways. It's same thing with everyone here, right? Same thing with every single project out there, guys. So it's about making improvement, right? Same thing with goals. Everything goes in real life business. Actually, if you're talking about like car dealerships, there's a lot of car dealerships. I mean, every business is right, but they all have their own unique ways and the way that they believe that's better, and that's what it's about, right? And it's up to you guys to decide, which chain is the best and which chain is more efficient for you guys, easy to use. But it seems like Exo is actually setting out one. The main focus is user friendly, and I think that user friendly focus is what's going to drive crypto to the next level. It needs that to be adoption. Right now, it's very hard to navigate. I've been in space for a very long time, and man, it's still hard. Like I don't even know how to onboard like just brand new friend, right? Let's say a friend that's not on a crypto yet. Like where do you begin? Right? You literally have to spend like maybe days and months, and even if you do that, there's another security side that, this is actually a true story. I actually onboarded a friend and he came in and he made quite a bit of money, but then he got hacked, lost everything, actually more than he came in with. Then after that, I was like, man, you know what? I'm not gonna be like talking to my friends no more because I just don't have the energy, the time, and it's just no way around to really onboard people. You literally have to come in right now and willing to lose first. Like you have to get hacked, you have to get rugged, it's crazy, but so it's
no,
hard.
exactly. Yeah, and that's why like one of the things we're going to be doing is like a bunch of like learning exercises and kind of like just teaching people that don't know crypto. And we'll be doing tutorials too. So if you guys are, if anybody here is new and you're like, I don't know what's going on, let us know. So we could help out. And then from that, what else? We're also going to be doing developer tutorials too. So that'll help out in regards to setting up like different smart contracts, launching tokens, things like in that regard. And we'll also have tools for that too, that you don't have to do any coding. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you go to GemPad, you can actually see that we're actually integrated as one of the chains already, which is nice. So we have a bunch of projects lined up, ready to launch on this after our blockchain mainnet's fully live for everybody to use.
Yeah, and you guys can find all those the resources on their website and the white paper there, guys. Whether you're a developer want to build on Exo, there's a guide for that. Whether you want to be a delegate, whether you want to be a validator, so it's very detailed, and it's actually you guys can look in there and be part of the ecosystem. Yeah, I mean the overall, I really like the project, Stefan, and I really look forward to see the launch and your success in the future, brother.
Nice, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having us on here too. It's always nice doing the AMA. We've been trying to do a bunch of them over the past week just to kind of get everybody to like listen in and hear about us. But yeah, thank you guys again.
Yeah, so let's talk about when is the launch.
The launch is Monday. Um, uh, Monday, I believe. Oh, I haven't given the time yet. Oh man, I almost gave it out. Uh, I've been telling all of our influencers and everybody like what time it was, but you know what? Actually, I'll give it out just because people that tuned in for the AMA, I think that's fair. So it'll be on Monday at 2 p.m. EST.
2 p.m. EST. All right. Okay, guys,
Yes, sir.
make sure you tune in. I expect this to be pretty hyped, because the pressure of an hour and a half, 200 ETH, and I've been working for a long time. So with that being said, guys, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Uh, I am an investor in the project, just to put it out there. And I think a lot of people in the community as well invest in this project as well. And it's one of those, the last blockchain that we had over here, Tectum, we did two AMAs with them, and currently they're sitting at, I believe, 60 million market cap. So these guys are launching at 7 million around there. So I think they're doing everything correctly so far.
Yeah, we're trying. You know, I think the thing about having a low market cap initially, it leaves a lot of room for growth because a lot of these blockchains launch at like hundreds of millions of like market cap. I'm just like, oh, that's stressful to start off with. I was like, let's start low and let's work our way up slowly.
All right, Stefan. Well, do you have time for questions?
Yeah, yeah, I have all the time in the world, man.
Okay, perfect. I like that. All right.
We're
I've
like
been so
on
busy.
zero energy and zero
Yeah, it's been a long couple of days, so I'm a little like a little slow today, but hey, we're working through it.
I know it's been a crazy day for me as well. Usually I get my gym session out of the way in the morning, but I'm planning to go after this here. But yeah, so with that being said, Mike has been keep tracking a bunch of questions in the room, and you guys can always see the questions inside the comment section under your banner, your AMA banner. We kind of keep everything together. So let's say in the future, Stefan, if you have anything that you want us to update, we can always go and drop it in there so everything sticks together, stays together, and we can always pin it as well. Yeah, once you've done an AMA with us, we're here. Pretty much support you for a lifetime, brother. Anything that you need from us, and as long as you guys are legit and you guys are working hard, right? And that's what we look for. Because at the end of the day, is that we're investor, right? We like to look for great people, great projects to invest in, right? That's how the whole community started. So yeah, just an FYI on that. So let us know if there's anything we can help you even after the AMA, okay? So Mike's gonna come on and he's gonna read off some of the questions.
Perfect. Thank you. You guys as well.
All right. Thank you, Seattle. Thank you, Stefan. I grabbed just a couple of questions here to ask you here from the community. Also, I would like to encourage the community, if you do have any questions you'd like to ask on voice, please feel free to raise your hand at any time. But first community question is about the staking process. For the users who are interested in staking their XO, let's talk about that process. Let's walk me through it. And what are the rewards? And is there any staking lock times?
Yeah, great question. So the rewards will be 9 to 30%, and it can go higher or lower depending on if you're delegating to a node validator. You would pretty much just rely on them. So if they process more blocks, you get more rewards. If they process less, you get a little bit less rewards. So it has like a range. And then on top of that, the way you can kind of go, or I guess we'll say also the lock period. The lock period, you can actually pull out your stake whenever you need to. But you might get like a little fine for that. It's not a lot though. It's not like a huge amount. Like probably just a couple XO. And then to be able to stake and like delegate to node validators, the way you do this is you could do it right now if you wanted to. We have our faucet up. It's live, so you can go to the faucet. You have your XO, and then you go to the wallet.exo.network. Set up a wallet on there, and then you go to settings, hit testnet. And after you hit testnet, you can send your XO to that wallet, and I would do it to the EVM address, so it's the 0x address on there. And then from there, you go to staking, and then you can literally just pick a node, and then hit the amount, hit stake, and you're done. So it sounds like a lot of steps, but it's probably 4 steps, and it's really pretty fast.
That's actually very straightforward there. Thank you, Stefan. Next community question to talk about partnerships. Now, I know we touched earlier on the Google partnership, but who else do you guys got, and how do they impact the project?
So right now we partnered with GemPad. So GemPad is actually our launchpad partner. So we not only are we partnered with them just for launching, but also for integration. So people can launch their own tokens, set up staking on there. They can use their airdrop tools. They can do all kinds of launches, pre-sales, hyper launches, all of that. Even like create tokens and stuff too. It's cool. Then we have Solidity Scan. So we partnered them for all of our smart contract audits, and as well as Cred Shields and Certic. We're actually in discussions with Certic now to bring them on as advisory for the project. Also, there's Skynet, and then there's also blockchain audit. And then we also partnered with Hack and Proof for bug bounties. So people in the community that found like any issues with like the blockchain, which none are found, thankfully, you know. No, I take pride in that. That's nice. But they would get rewarded for that. So we had thousands of developers trying to find issues with us, and they couldn't. So that was really good, actually. The only ones they found were related to our domain names because we pointed them to the wrong URL addresses, so like a redirect, but that was not really an issue at all. And then we also partnered with Dora Hacks for hackathons, so people and developers can actually build applications on our chain and get rewards for that. Another couple of big ones. What else? Assure DeFi for KYC, but also projects on our chain that we back will be KYC through them, which is really good because now it's providing more security for people like working with projects on our chain that we do back. So only the ones that we back, not just random ones. We don't know about them. Then we are pre-listed on Bitmart, but right now we're revising because we have been in contact with 2 top 10 exchanges. So we're going to go with one of them first, and then after that we'll go to like the lower tier exchanges because that's just the smarter way to move in regards to that. And then what else? Metabros for our marketing firm. So Metabros is probably the best marketing people I know. They're very well connected. They've helped us out with everything. So I appreciate them a lot. And then who else do I partner with? So I'm just trying to pull them all off the top of my head. We got Belair Wallet, so they're building a mobile wallet, so they'll be integrating EXO Network on there, so that'll be cool. the graph. So we'll be working on it being integrated into the graph, which is a subgraph protocol to pull blockchain data really efficiently through all the APIs. It's amazing. That's probably one of the best ones yet, in my opinion. Just 'cause, like, I'm a nerd, like building stuff, so it'll help build stuff really fast. Who else? I think, and then Pinky Finance, not Pink Sale, but Pinky Finance. They're like a launch pad, but they're all actually the app developers, so projects that build on our chain, that want to build stuff like their own DEX or bridge or whatever, like any kind of D app, they have it. And they have templates that they can go buy them and modify them to their needs and set them up pretty quickly and efficiently. So that's really nice. But yeah, so I think for now that's kind of all the ones I can think of just off the top of my head.
Awesome, man. Appreciate that. Quite the list there. That actually answered one of the other questions here about building a D app on your Exzo network. So you actually have a partner that you can see they can seek out and help build on top of your network there. That's amazing. Let's see.
Yeah.
So next question, I'm going to take this a couple more, brother. If we're trying, as a developer seeking to deploy a smart contract on your network, what are the steps to that? Do you have any in-house help for that as well? And what is the process of getting my smart contract onto your network?
Yeah, it's really simple. Same way as you do it for Ethereum. So you just go to the faucet. I believe it's EVM six dash faucet.exo.network, and then add our network to MetaMask or Exo wallet, and then you can receive testnet Exo. Then you just take your smart contract over to Remix, so put it in there, compile it like you normally would, and then adjust the gas fees. So it'd be like 4,500 or 45,000 instead of 30,000. And then put the way to like 2, and then you'll be able to deploy it right away.
Very straightforward. You heard it right there, developers. Oh, very nice. One question I always like to ask every single project that comes in here, Stefan, if you could pick the most, and you might have a couple here, I understand, the most difficult task that you guys have had to build out, what would that be?
So, like if we wanted people like to build something out for us or like on the chain.
No, the most difficult task that you guys have had to overcome.
Oh, for us. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm using these new headphones. They're kind of hard to hear. So I guess for us, I think everything was hard, but not like hard where it's undoable. It was just more so just being consistent, honestly, because the things is sometimes if you have like timelines in your head where people will tell you things, like, oh, it'll be like 2 weeks. It's an ongoing joke in our community because I'd always say like 1 to 2 weeks, and like to us, it was like that's what we were told. So, but it's like just being consistent, like trying to like keep pushing forward, even though like there's like doubts or like things get really tough, That's it. I think that was pretty much the hardest thing. Other than that, development wise, just really focusing on security and also like providing value to people because a lot of people build things and like you just look at them and just like, well, why would I use this? Like if you're gonna build something that you could be like, oh, like this is how it's gonna help you make your life better, and it can't just be something small. It has to be drastically different because there is so many things already built. Like I've seen some really great like D apps and Web3 apps out there. Like I was just stunned by how good they were, but they had like 10 users, and it's just because they either didn't like they weren't that big of a change from the existing technologies, or they just maybe didn't market it right. But yeah, you'd be surprised. So it's also just kind of know your customer in that regard, and then yeah, being consistent, know your customer, and build things that people actually want to use that can like solve a problem for them or provide more value to them.
Great answer, brother. Great answer. There's a community question about NFTs. Is there any plans for the NFTs in the forefront into the future here? And if so, what's the use cases of them? How are they going to tie into the project?
So the NFTs.
Correct.
So we have some. So we have existing NFTs called the Exonauts, which will have some utilities, and then we have new ones coming, which are going to be pretty much like just like a legendary NFT, because when we get big, they'll be like the first NFTs built on our chain. They'll be profile picture styled, kind of like not super like original, but not super original, but like a classic. So it's cool. I think people will like them just because like it's kind of like a prestige thing. Like, hey, I was one of the first people on Exo Network, and then because whenever we blow up and everybody's using us, they're like, oh, like how do I get one of those? You know. And then we'll also be providing some like utilities to it later on. But currently, we just kind of wanted to build it just for like as like a what do you call those things? Like a trophy? Not trophies, but like a relic. And then later on, we typically just implement like surprises and all kinds of things. But we'll add some like gated content and gated like functionalities and features and platforms for it. I'm always like I'm not like a big NFT guy, but I've always loved them. Like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, I think those are so cool. Like I don't even know why, honestly. I don't know why, but I do think they're cool. Like, I don't know. But so I think there's like the aspect of like a secret Discord you can get into like, the membership. So like I want to add some like kind of like cool stuff like that to it. And then obviously maybe some like revenue share boosting points or things like that. That's what we kind of been thinking about so far. A lot of my thoughts have been on just launching though on Uniswap, to be honest, the past 2 weeks. So it's been kind of hard to kind of sort through everything.
Totally understandable. Yeah, it sounds very lucrative on the NFTs. I'll be excited to check those out once they're available. The new ones, they're legendaries, as you say. Last question I'm going to ask you, Stefan, is I know you have coming up here your launch on Monday, but what's next on the roadmap for you for building out? What are you currently constructing?
So after that, so we have our launch, and then our blockchain will go live probably a few days after that. We don't want to make it live the day of because we have to set up certain parameters just for backups and everything. And set this, I want to configure the service a little bit more and not have to like I want to focus specifically on the launch where we have that. So I think the blockchain will probably be live within like 3 days right after launch on Uniswap. And then we'll have a what's it called? We'll have several centralized exchange listings coming up after that, like in the next like weeks to a month or two. But like not like Bitmart, but like bigger ones. And then we'll also have we actually have a couple big partnerships already to announce, just not yet. Which will be actually really exciting. I'm surprised we got some of them. And then on top of that, we have a bunch of we're working on the Chrome extension. We have the updated bridge coming. That should be on like Monday. We have the updated DEX coming. What else? And then after that, we'll have our stable coin and that part of the ecosystem coming out, which will be really nice because it's going to be like a algorithmic asset-backed stablecoin. So in regards to that, like what it means is like it'll be collateralized, but also through like you can like stake like Ethereum or Bitcoin to it to get the stablecoin, and when if you remove it, the stablecoin is then burned. So it's never like there's never like overabundance of it in like the ecosystem to where it can cause issues. So that'd be nice. And there's a bunch of cool different functions to that. We'll actually announce more of that later. We have a whole documentation coming out for that. Then on top of that, we'll be doing working on getting like some events, some of these like crypto and like Bitcoin events. And then what else? We have I don't know. There's some things like I just don't want to say yet, but some cool things. I've been really involved in like the 3D, like metaverse kind of stuff. I guess is what I'll say now. but that, and then also one of the major focuses will be on the healthcare side of the blockchain, to pretty much build out that like initial infrastructure and increasing developer tooling, bringing on more developers to increase their communities, to bring on new projects consistently. We want to hit like, my personal goal is 100 projects by the end of the year, or not this year, but like, well, just within the next like 6 8 months. I want to bring on like 100 projects onto the chain, because then that's also 100 communities now built on our chain, which then obviously increases the size of it and adoption, which would be really great. Other than that, yeah, building out just more partnerships in that regard. So we focused on like a lot, like, well, one of my biggest focuses now are like is fiat on ramps, and then also RPC node providers to provide endpoints, and then yeah, just partnerships with other DApps too, like to gain that like exposure, but also be able to actually use more applications that are already existing to get exposure to those communities and those kind of tools.
Amazing, brother. Amazing work. I got to commend you and the team for everything that you've done so far. And it sounds like a lot still in the works and to come. So excited to see all that coming up. Now, Stefan, that's going to be all the questions we're going to take from the community today. Before I turn it over to the giveaway, is there any last words you'd like to give to the community?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks, guys, for sitting here and listening. We have 160 people on here. I know all of you guys. It's Saturday, so I'm sure you guys have better things to do than sit on some AMA with some just random guy up here. But but I know I really appreciate that, and I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you, Mike and Seattle, for actually having us up here. It's really nice, and I really appreciate it. It's really cool just kind of talking to people and can have like a nice AMA and it's relaxed and chill. For anybody else out here, I just recommend whatever you're doing, just try hard. Give it a go, and you'll make it. You'll always get it done, ups and downs, but you'll get there. But other than that, thank you guys.
100%. Thank you, Stefan, and the team here, as well as everyone attending this AMA. Stefan, one thing that I overheard you last time when I came over there to congratulate you on the pre-sale was that you play chess 3 times a day at least. That's one thing that we have in common. I started chess around 5 months ago, and I have not missed one single day yet. I'm not that good, but let's get a game going. I've been trying to tell Mike to try to find like a chess bot within a Telegram. So if he finds one, you gotta come over and we play a game.
Hey, I'm more than happy to play a game. I use the chess.com app. If you make an account on there, I'll send you a DM. We can play a couple games. One of our community members.
I'm on there too.
Oh yeah, I'll send you a link. Well, you said you're going to the gym after this, but after the gym, if you want to play a couple games, I'm down. Yeah, it keeps your brain sharp, man. I'll tell you that. Like, it just kind of keeps you always thinking like ahead, and that's really important in business and even life in general. So I really support that. Anybody that's trying to do good in business, play some chess.
That's exactly what I use it for, man. I wish I was introduced earlier. Like I said, I've been playing for maybe 5 6 months. But now I play a lot. But I play in between like doing crypto, reading the white paper, and watching a YouTube video. So I kind of lose a lot, and I am like, shit, what did I do that for? So I gotta try to find some time where I'm 100% present while playing chess. But yeah, I'll send you. I'm actually on chess.com as well. In fact, I'm actually trying to learn, so I just signed up for the premium feature on chess.com. So hopefully I can get better. But yeah, let's play a game.
All right, yeah, cool. Sounds good to me. I'll send you an invite
Awesome.
after this.
Perfect. All right, Stefan. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming over here again and doing an AMA with us, along with your team and everyone here in the community. Mike, thank you, brother. You do a heck of a job with us here. You and I, we've been grinding like all day, every day. So, but yeah, thank you so much, and we hope to see you guys soon.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, and I can't wait. It's nice talking to you guys. You guys are really nice. Sorry if I sound like a little off today. I'm just tired.
I, I, I can relate to that.
100%. Yeah.
No,
No, it's good.
like, working hard.
Yeah, shout out to the team GemPad. Just last second, good guys over there, and they're doing a heck of a job over there as well.
Oh yeah, no, they are great. They helped us out a bunch, and they even helped us. We got some graphic guys from them now to get some really cool graphics out. So that'll be exciting.
Very nice.
All right, guys. Thanks for having us. I appreciate it again. Thank you, everybody else, for joining.
Thank you, Stefan. Take care, brother.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Let me share my screen over here. Shuffle this up, and we'll grab one winner off the wheel here.
All right. That was a nice, man. That was a great chat.
It really was. I really enjoyed that one. A lot of information, a lot going on, and seems like they got everything working in the right works for them with the right team. So excited to see the launch and watching them and build into the future. Honestly.
Yeah, Monday 2 p.m. EST. So yeah, that's a great time. It's actually so that tells me that he's probably from America. I never asked that, but yeah, that's great.
Yep, and you heard it here for exclusive USA. So very nice.
Monday 2 p.m. EST, guys. So write that down, and yeah, we'll be there for sure.
All right, shuffle this up and grab one winner. Now, what's the spinning? I just want to remind everyone, we do have a $25 Twitter giveaway going on. All you got to do is go like, retweet, and drop a comment there. And tomorrow I'll be picking a winner from that. In addition, we're going to award $20 to the best question asked today. And following up with this, I'm going to upload everything to YouTube and get the team over a copy once it's uploaded. And there's going to be an additional $15 opportunity for the community to win there as well. All you got to do is like and drop a comment there. And when I pick the Twitter, I'll be also picking the YouTube winner as well. Completely random, these guys are. So good luck to everybody. And congratulations, Freebird, for winning $20 on the wheel. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Nice. Congrats.
Hey, yeah, who's that?
I think that's Sophia. Hey, Sophia.
Hi.
Hi, Sophia. Oh, Sophia's
Hi.
from the team. I remember that.
Are we still? Yeah, me and Mike were chatting. Are we still recording or no? I don't like to.